everyone, it's Pets Palace TV. So I have almost been making YouTube videos for 1 year now, and that is crazy. It's gone by so fast, and I'm so excited because this Sunday it will have been 1 year exactly since I made my first video. It's just crazy that I've got more than 2,000 of you in 1 year. That is just such a big achievement for me, and I am so grateful for all your support because you guys have really supported me throughout this year, and if it wasn't for you I still wouldn't be making videos obviously, because if no one had commented or seen my videos I would have given up pretty soon. So I'm just so grateful that you watch my videos and you learn things from them. So today I will be celebrating almost 1 year on YouTube. This video is just going to be loads of old pictures put together, and I found these pictures on my computer, and they're just loads of old pictures of my previous hamsters, when I first got the guinea pigs and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be interesting for you to see how they've changed. I thought I would just put it all in one video and see what you think. So the first picture is of a past Syrian hamster called Willow, and he was such a gorgeous hamster. He had the cutest face ever, and he was just so sweet, and I do miss having him and getting him out to hold and play with, because he was just so tame and he was a really friendly hamster, and this was my first pet of my own, so it was really special to have him. On this picture here you can see two third-class cages, and these are just joined together by loads of tubes, and I used to have so much fun putting them all together and watching him run from cage to cage. And this is a clip of the Alexander hamster cage, and when I was a little bit younger, this wasn't that long ago, but when I was a little bit younger I used to pretend that I was going to upload it to YouTube, which obviously I didn't. Like plant labels, slides, plastic slides, and like lollipop sticks and wood, and it's all super glued together. And if you're wanting to make something like that, then if your hamster's a chewer, then I wouldn't use like normal super glue. I'd use Pet Safe or like a safer one. But seeing as he isn't a chewer and he's like really good, he doesn't like break his toys and chew them, then yeah, you can just use the normal one. And so yeah, I really enjoy making stuff like that because you can like make it to the size you want it, rather as like if you buy something then it's usually too small for a Syrian hamster. So I like to make my own things like designed for Willow. Now this thing is like a sand pit, so I've got this like old folder thing, and it's got really like sturdy sides, so it's really strong and don't break. And it's like chop the lid off, and then we like put some lollipop sticks on the side, super glued them, rainbow ones there, like rainbow coloured ones, and then just like plain ones across the back. And actually I really like this because it's like, I don't know, I just sort of like the difference, because this will stay here and so will that, and all the other toys will change around all the time. So yeah, then he has a plant pot, and that's a plastic plant pot. They really like plant pots, like digging in them and stuff, but he don't like that one as much, but that one's best to hold what was in there, so yeah. But he still likes that one when it's got sand in. Here you can see him trying to get some treats out of this tissue or some paper or something like that, and I just stuffed it with loads of treats and then wrapped it around some string and hung it from the top of the cage, and he had so much fun trying to get that out for ages. On this picture I was really young actually, and these guinea pigs in the background, they weren't my guinea pigs. This was just at a cafe and we went to have a look, and they had guinea pigs and rabbits, and there I was just stood in front of them. So here is when we first got Ruby and Millie. As you can tell, they look so small, and their ears are really not in proportion to their body. They're just so little and sweet. And this is just a video clip of Ruby eating some pepper, and nothing changes really because she's still the one to eat all the time. And then there's just Millie in the background who's not even bothered because she's so scared. Here is a picture of when we got Oreo, and she looks so little there, and so does Millie, and they just couldn't look together.
and they look so sweet. They were in the Zoo Zone 2 cage together and Ruby was in a separate third class cage, and here Ruby is in that third class cage all by herself. But then a few months later we did introduce her back to the other guinea pigs. Here on this clip you can see her chewing on some apple tree branches, and she was a bit stroppy then because she could hear the other guinea pigs and smell them, and she was a bit frustrated because she couldn't get to them. And the only really reason that we separated her was because we were scared that she'd hurt them. She was very aggressive towards Millie and Oreo, so we thought it was best just to keep her away from them for a few months, and it worked. And here's a really sweet picture of them all together, and they're just acting as if nothing had happened, and they're all just really sweet and sat next to each other. So this was the first day that we got Pudsey and Bramley, and for some strange reason we put them straight out on the grass, and I'm not really sure why, but that's what we decided to do. And pretty much from day one they were kind of rumbling and grumbling at each other. Here is Pudsey in their CNC cage, and this is now a video of them chasing each other. This is pretty much what they did 24/7, and that's the reason why we separated them, and it was so scary to watch, and it wasn't nice at all to see them go through that. Here is Pudsey, and I really love this picture, and he's just munching on some kale. He loves kale so much. This is Bramley, just sat next to some flowers, looking very cute. Now this picture was taken from Facebook, and I didn't upload this picture. It was on a guinea pig rescue site, and yeah, on their Facebook page they upload pictures. Well, they used to upload it when they were open. They put pictures on of guinea pigs up for adoption at the time, and here is just a picture of Rolo, and we have this guinea pig now. He's the one on the left, and he was looking for a home. So obviously we took him home and introduced him to our girls, and we did this in neutral territory so they wouldn't get aggressive over their space and stuff like that. So that really worked nicely. This video is the Roborovskis' old cage, and you may not know I used to have Roborovskis as well as a Syrian hamster, but I do still have one of them, and she is about 2 years old now. I've never really filmed, I don't think I've ever filmed a video on her actually. I just tend not to because they had to be separated from very early on, and this was maybe before I started my YouTube channel or maybe after, I can't really remember, but they were getting along fine, and then all of a sudden they just started to fight. But here is how I like to remember them being together, and they were so entertaining to watch when they got on. This final picture is so adorable, and it's just one of the Roborovskis again, and she's just sitting in a little ceramic cupcake, and I just think it's so adorable. So yeah, that's the video guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!